Hello and welcome to the 100 Indie Artists Project. This is a music project designed for and by independent artists to help you firstly get to know some of the incredible musicians in your community, as well as get to know some insights and some tools that you can take on board with your own musical marketing journey. Tell us about who you are as an artist and your background.
Hi, my name is Linn Cervell and I'm a singer-songwriter from Stockholm, Sweden. And I've been writing songs for almost 10 years, but it's mostly been for myself in a therapeutic way to get things off my chest and out of my head. I write pop, but maybe a bit older kind of pop, retro pop, if you will, with some jazz influences.
What musical projects are you working on right now?
I just released an EP called Introspection Collection that has 4 songs that I've been working on together with my friends for almost a year. And it's been very personal and a passionate project for me. All the songs go through different anxiety-related topics that I've been thinking a lot about recently, and I don't hope, but I think that other people might relate to them, and I hope that if those who do can find some comfort in those songs. So that's what I'm currently working on, and I'm also working on preparing for a release party for it.
Where do you feel that you're at in your musical journey right now, and where would you like to get to?
It's hard to say where I think I'm at in my musical journey. I'm hoping this is just the beginning of something that's going to be really exciting, but you never know what's going to happen. But I feel like even if I've written songs for a long time, I feel like with this EP that I just released, that it feels like I finally kind of found a sound that's as close to what feels like my most authentic and true sound, and it's been the most fun. So I think this is the beginning of a musical journey, and then it might be, depends on how you define the journey. It might be just, my own musical and inner development musical journey that's going to be a lot of fun for me, or other people might want to join me on that journey.
What do you love most about being an independent artist?
I feel like being an independent artist is, of course, it's a lot of work. As an independent artist, you have to basically be your own marketing department. You have to do your own finances. You have to have 5 jobs just to do what you actually want to do, which is make music. But it's nice to have control over everything, I feel like, and it's very fun to have all these other business aspects of having your own project. So the freedom and the things you learn, I feel like, are the most nice things about being an independent artist.
What do you find the most challenging about being an independent artist?
What's challenging is you have to have an enormous amount of energy, time. Like I said, you have to have do 5 jobs at once, and you have to be your own promoter, own booking agent. You have to, not that I feel like I haven't really done all that for myself yet, but a tremendous amount of time and energy, and still maintaining that passion for the music. I'm very inspired by those who really, really get the hang of that and to do that by themselves. But if you manage to do all that, then like I said before, with the freedom and control over what you do, it can be really, really cool.
What has been your experience in marketing and promoting your music?
My overall experience in marketing has been a learning experience, for sure. I feel like maybe others will relate to this, but you kind of just try to send your music to everyone and everything, and thinking that, whoever likes this, I mean, if my music is good, like all these different people and like are gonna like your music in the same way that all your friends or every one of your family members are gonna like your music. Like obviously some people will like it and some people who will not like it, and that's a good thing. I think that there are some that really will like it and some that don't, because it kind of says that you have something unique about you as an artist, perhaps. So I've kind of, by understanding my own sound a bit more and who I am as an artist, I've become better at finding those people that I think will enjoy my music, and especially trying to see, when we're talking about blogs and things like that, playlists, really trying to get to know what kind of music they already like, and not reaching out to a death metal playlist like obviously trying to understand your sound a bit more, and that's really been a great learning key thing for me. But it's difficult. As I said earlier, you have to really have spend a lot of time in the details and the emails and like the how you would market yourself, because you have to like come up with that yourself instead of a marketing team doing that for you. So it's like time consuming, but once you notice that, oh, more people are responding to my emails, or like you're getting the hang of it, sort of, that's really fun. Like that triggers my dopamine system. So it's fun, but it's also time consuming.
What has been one thing you've learned along the way that has been the biggest game changer for you in music marketing?
If I would say one thing that I've learned is having patience with whatever material or emails or posts you're gonna do. I often feel like stressed, like, oh, I have to send this and I have to post this, and then I just kind of get anxious about it, and I just send previously I've just sent something that could have been tuned up just a bit better, so just like leaving it be for a couple of days or just a few hours, and then looking at the same thing you were gonna post or send with fresh eyes, and then you suddenly feel like, oh wait, why don't I talk about this, and why don't I use this picture and just edit this slightly differently or something like that. So yeah, patience, but also like, because I feel like almost every time I look back at an interview question or whatever, not that like I have done that many things, but there's almost always something I want to change. And you can go on forever, but a couple of those like detours, going back to things and changing things, I think can really like make it just 20% better or something.
What has been your experience with building a fan base, and what have you learned along the way?
I wouldn't say I have a fan base yet. It's really, really fun to see, strangers that like your music. That's crazy to me, and that write so nice things in the comments and like follow you. I think that's with this EP and the single Feel So Much that I just released. This is like the first time that's happening to me, and that's really, really, really cool. And I think that's been thanks to a few TikToks and a few blog posts that have helped me to reach those people, and I'm really thankful for that. But I'm trying to see now if I can, trying to find more people, and hopefully then I'll learn a bit more about actually how it is to build a fan base, because that's really a complete unknown waters for me right now. Yeah.
Earning an income within music can be very challenging and often requires a diverse source of income streams. What are some of the streams of income you have relating to your music?
it's very true that earning an income from your music is very hard, even if you're like a big artist in Stockholm or Sweden. Like, it's really, it annoys me that everyone's dependent on music and culture, but still it's like artists of all different types that have to work their asses off for like little to no money. And if they do get money, that's like, they can't really rely on that. But I don't have really an income to speak of through my music. I'm very thankful to still be able to do music and just with my free time. But it's not something I've gotten up to yet. So I can't really say that I have any advice with sources of income. However, I feel like when it comes to what your expenses, it might be good to see what deal you have with your distributor. If it's one of the classic ones for independent artists that like, it's not a deal that completely rips you off and it's the most financially smart one there is out there. And to think over what you pay for and if it actually pays off. Like, there are a lot of promotions, scammy things that try to get your money and it might not pay off at all. So to be financially smart that way is probably important.
What advice would you give to an artist that's watching or listening to this who is beginning to embark on their own independent musical journey?
I'm right there with you. I'm also trying to find myself in my music and myself as an artist. But if I would try to say one thing, it's a balance of, this is at least been my experience, but it's a balance of not being too hard on yourself and really have the playfulness when you create music at all, and to try to develop your sound and just not put a lot of pressure on that it has to be like perfect, and just practice writing songs and see, why do I like this song so much more? Is it because it has this kind of melody, and what is it about me as an artist that feels so much more drawn to this? Or try to develop your own sound in a playful way, but also like challenging yourself with a kind attitude, like, can I do this a bit better? If I go back to this song that I like so much, the second verse just doesn't feel fully like. Sometimes I struggled with going back to things, because if I start looking at imperfections, I would just go like, oh, everything sucks. But finding a balance between, it's fun to develop things, it's fun to practice things, it's okay if it doesn't, like, if it's a rocky road there, so still like challenging yourself in a fun way. And remember that music is really just to make you happy, to make others happy. That's really the main point, and that should always be like the main goal, I feel like, because otherwise it's probably very hard to do all the work. So yeah, good luck with everything.